In this video, we're going to go backwards. We're going to go from trig form back to standard form. So remember that standard form of a complex number is a plus bi, and that's how you learned how to write it when you were first introduced to complex numbers in Algebra 2. We want to represent z graphically and write it in standard form. Okay, so my direction is going to be 135 degrees. 135 degrees is smack dab in the middle of quadrant 2. And then a distance of 5, so probably something like right there. Now, what would that x value be between? Would it be between 1 and 2? Would it be between 3 and 4? What values does that fall in between? Well, let's just say it was 3, okay? And because it's in the middle, we'd have 3 and 3. Then my r value would be the square root of 9 plus 9, which is the square root of 18. Well, we need r to equal the square root of 25. So 3 is not quite large enough. What if I said this was 4? So negative 4 and positive 4. R would equal the square root of 16 plus 16, which is the square root of 32, which is too far. So that tells us that we're between negative 3 and negative 4. And on the y-axis, we are also between positive 3 and positive 4. So we represented z graphically. Now we need to write this in standard form. So when we write z in standard form after given trig form, all we have to do is distribute. So I've got the cosine of 135 degrees. Well, that's quadrant 2, and it's a 45-degree angle in quadrant 2, so it's going to be negative square root of 2 over 2. And then the sine of 135 degrees is positive square root of 2 over 2. I'm going to distribute the 5 through to both parts, and I get negative 5 times the square root of 2 over 2 plus positive 5 times the square root of 2 over 2, and then I'm going to put I in the middle of that fraction. So here I'm going to write I last. Okay, here's a problem for you to try. Represent z graphically and then write it in standard form. Press pause, and when you're ready to reveal the answer, come on back. Okay, thank you for coming back. Pi over 2 is going to be along this positive vertical axis here, and 1.5 units would land us right halfway between 1 and 2. So there's our complex number z. Now to write this in standard form, I'm going to start with 1.5 on the outside, and then the cosine of pi over 2, that's going to be 0. And the sine of pi over 2, that's positive 1. So that would be 1i. We'll distribute the 1.5. 1.5 times 0 is 0. 1.5 times 1i is 1.5i. So our complex number in standard form is z equals 1.5i.